Okay, so I just told you or asked you the question, what argument is revealed at the shift in the poem or after the shift? And I might have just blown your mind a little bit. Like what? We're talking about poetry and you're talking about argument. We did that already. We did that last unit and the unit before. So bear with me. I hear you. All right. So in the first unit of the year, we looked at how narrative can be an argument, right? Like how the stories we tell about ourselves can be used in a convincing way to prove something, right? And then in the second unit, we did our research for argument. We learned that not all arguments can be backed up just with a personal story. A lot of them can, but not all of them, right? And so sometimes we need research to really make us sound more credible, depending on our audience, our purpose, and the argument we're trying to make. So now what I want to tell you is that everything is an argument. In literature, a poet or author is going to be writing something to get a point across to you, and it's going to be a specific point, right? So let's look at this poem and kind of figure it out. So the argument here in a poem is kind of the theme. We're going to use those kind of the same way. And what Clint Smith says is that he says, it's just like this song was made for them, a reminder of the playful manifestations of love, how the harmony of guitar and trumpet and bass and Sweat and Frankie's voice can create this sort of levity that ensures love lasts long after the song stops, right? So this music can create a bond between people, and dance can create a bond between people that lasts long after the moment. And he's learned that from his parents, right? So this is his argument here, and he gets to it in the final stanza. And I have it in green because this is when we get to the realization. This we go, it's like go time for you. Up here in yellow is how he supports his claim or his argument or his theme. This story about his parents here dancing while the food is burning is meant to show us, it's illustrating or proving that this argument is true. This boy's childhood experience or the speaker's childhood experience in this poem is his proof that his theme is true, or his theme exists at least for some people. Okay, now the reason why I'm calling this his argument is because he could have said something very different about this memory or about music and dance and its connection to make people love each other, right? If the speaker had included a stanza about his parents passing away, right? Maybe he's much older and his parents aren't alive anymore, and he had that in this poem, then maybe this would have been a sadder argument. But this is a really happy, joyful argument, right? About the beauty of music and song. Now, he could have told a very different story. He could have told the story of listening to music and seeing something awful happen, right? Maybe he saw his brother get beat up, or something even darker than that. Something bad really happened to somebody as music was playing. And then the memory in music and what it makes you feel would have been very different here. All right. So this is a very specific argument or theme about the power of music and dance and that it has on people. And he backs that up with this story. And this is a fairly common way that poets set up their writing. Not all the time, but a lot of times you'll have an event or an image here, and then at the end we get the reveal about it. And so that event or image or memory is functioning as the support for his argument, like it is here. So that's what we kind of want you to think about now, as everything's an argument, because he's talking about memory and dance and music and love in a very specific way, and pointing to it to be true here, whereas he's not arguing other things about music or dance or love. So kind of keep that in mind as we're looking at the different kinds of genres in this unit.